That's actually a fantastic result for the Queen in that Irish poll. It's been a pretty good week for her, hasn't it?
Well, it certainly has. And the interesting thing is that the Queen's popularity has always been much higher, even until 1997. It never dipped below what the maximum has been for a politician. Politicians have never reached, I mean, they used to say in England it's normally about 63% or something, and no politician at the height of their fame has ever reached anything remotely like that. So she's very, very popular, but why not? She ought to be popular. She's done a fantastic job for Britain, the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and the world, really.
Yes, it's interesting that I don't think you'll get much of an argument among anyone about that, except from the most sour Republicans. But seeing them all lined up in a row on the balcony, there is a bigger question mark over the Prince of Wales, isn't there?
Oh, I think less and less so. What was very interesting about what's been happening recently is that because the Queen's had some health issues and hasn't been able to do some of the more public and demanding things, she's handed them over to him, and he's done them with enormous dignity. For example, just to give you the most recent one, the Trooping the Colour, he took that parade brilliantly. I mean, he's obviously been riding it since 1975. He knows how to do it. But what was interesting was that when the parade and the procession got back to Buckingham Palace, and we saw her on the balcony, it all switched on back onto her, and she was, you know, the person at the helm, and he sort of faded into the background. So we're seeing how he can take it over. And I think also the concert, there were two speeches, one by Prince William and one by Prince Charles. Prince William was more sort of proactively, if you like, political, because he was talking about climate change. Prince of Wales didn't say anything political at all. And it was almost as if he was slipping into his kind of future role as a constitutional monarch. So I think that the Queen is also tidying up things for him, tidying up all the loose ends, making it easier for him, deciding on Queen Camilla and things like that. So I think the transition, when it comes, and I certainly don't want it to come any time too soon, I think it'll be all right.
Well, the Queen was brilliant in that Paddington sketch, and with lethal comic timing. We've just heard, I think it was just earlier today, that you know, for quote mobility issues, it's going to be left to the Prince of Wales to open the Commonwealth Games. You know that the Queen loves the Commonwealth. The modern Commonwealth is largely her invention. I sometimes get the feeling that she's consciously saying, "Oh no, feel a little tired. Maybe you do it." That she's actually actively easing him into these roles now.
Yes, I think there's certainly a point with that. I imagine that we'll probably get a message from the Queen because for the Commonwealth Games. I think for some time it has been suggested that she wouldn't go to Birmingham for the Commonwealth Games at the end of July. But what she can do, of course, which is so brilliant, is she has Zoom, and she's taken to the technology brilliantly. And so we do see her, you know, in action, and we can see that she's all right, and we can see that she's still conducting her business. But yes, I mean, the thing is, in this country, we have a royal family, which the most successful ones are the ones who support her and don't compete with her, and we are seeing them do that.